The story of Sri Gadadhar Pandit was about Mahaprabhu's closest friend and confidant from their first days together. Sri Madhava Mishra and Sri Ratnavati Devi were his father and mother, respectively. At the time, they resided close to the home of Sri Jagannath Mishra in Mayapur neighborhood of Sri Lanka. When Ratnavati Devi was younger, she saw Sachi Devi as a sibling and she would often visit her. So they would play together as children at Mahaprabhu's home and other times at the home of Gadadhar. They were both classmates at the same university. Gadadhar was younger than Nimai by a few years. As far as Nimai and Gadadhar were concerned, they could not bear to be apart even for a second. Intense love, huh? Srimati Radharani, the daughter of Sri Vishbhanu Raja in Braj, is today worshipped as Sri Gadadhar Pandit in the Gaur Godesa Deepika. To paraphrase the words of Srila Swarup Damodar, a close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, personal secretary, in his diary, he writes, Sa khalo bhavati radha Srila Gaurav Vataro. The devotee wrote, Avani Sura Bhavaha. So Gadadhar Pandit was attached to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I will go out of my way to ensure that I get my hands on the Veda, the Upar, and Nayana for Agam's sake. Nitya Nityananda Godhead Govinda Gadadhar, the renowned Pandit. If you are an Anantress fan, you will love this. The name of this person is Vasudev Kahe. It's all about Jinome and Rahu in this Ghosh Yugal Bhajan. It is impossible for atheists to understand Lord Gaurasundar since he is beyond the scope of text and Brahman and even beyond the Vedas. His everlasting self is Lord Nityananda. Sri Radha's devotee, including Lord Chaitanya, are Sri Radha. Sri Chaitanya's glorious pair is a reservoir of rasa. His descending has been prayed for by the Advaita Acharya Sadasiva. He had certain darkness inside, but a golden outside, as if he were a heavenly pair. Thus, Vasudev Ghosh speak of the beauty of Sri Gaura Gadadhar, the celestial pair in whose adoration he is fully enslaved. To show them forever, he wants to pray that he would want it from the moment he is born. They cannot bear the separation for a moment. Sri Gadadhar Pandit had pure love for Krishna. So Pandit asked, Pandit, what are you doing to help Gauranga? Pandit, you are doing all you can to help him. So the Pandit responded as follows, I'm doing everything to help him. Pandit Gadadhar's feeling and sentiments are beyond words. Lord Gauranga is also known as Lord of Gadadhar's life, and it's hard to fathom the extent of the kindness shown to him. Everybody recite glorious tales of their achievement as Gadai Gauranga. As I was listening the class yesterday, it says the Brajavasis, they always think that my life belongs to my beloved. And that's the only reason I'm living in this world. Haribol. When Nimai Pandit was a young man, he asked his fellow pupils absurd logical questions. In contrast to Nimai's preference for this hobby, Gadadhar preferred to keep a distance from them at times. Nimai, on the other hand, would not let him go. He would inform him of the following Hiu-ho. Mukunda Dutt was a special friend of Sri Gadadhar Pandit, and Mukund will notify Gadadhar whenever a Vaishnava visited Navadvip, so the two of them might have darshan together. You should always seek the opportunity to see those personalities. Just by seeing them can purify our consciousness. Mukunda once persuaded Gadadhar to accompany him when Pundarika Vidyanidhi traveled from Chatgram to Navadvip. And Gadadhar was delighted to encounter a fellow Vaishnava of this caliber. And two of them headed off to have sadhu sangha with the legendary Pundarika Vidyanidhi all together. Sometime in our scripture it says, very, very difficult to understand the mind of a Vaishnavas and their behavior. So although Pandit Vidyanidhi seems to be a wealthy materialistic, Gadadhar lost all respect for him when he saw how he dressed and behaved. What could make Gadadhar seem and behave like the king of sense-gratifying junkie that he was? So actually, it says that Pundarik Vidyanidhi was wearing silken clothes and some girls were fanning him, and Gadadhar was really confused to see this type of a behavior. How the elevated personality can act like that? So on the other hand, Mukunda was aware of Pundarika Vidyanidhi's true nature and could feel that Gadadhar Pandit's concerns. His voice was dulcet as he read certain Srimad Bhagavatam slokas. And while listening to this beautiful recital, Pundarik Vidyanidhi overcome with joy and collapsed on the floor, shouting out Krishna, Krishna to the Supreme Personality Godhead. Gadadhar, conscious, was filled with regret at this point. He pondered the question, what a heinous sin I have made by mistakenly this highly evolved soul for a mere materialistic. I believe the only way to avoid the consequences of this transgression is to accept an introductions from him. So in Gaya Dham, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first started to display the intangible qualities of Krishna Prem. He performed Sri Ishwar Puri's hobby of taking refuge there. And as soon as he returned home, he started showing signs of newfound energy. When we connect with Krishna, unlimited energy can enter in our body and mind. What is impossible in our life become possible. It says the layman can climb the mountain and the dumb can become a eloquent speaker. And as I always say, that we have used only 11% of the ability Krishna has endowed with. We have never tapped in 89%. So he remained adrift in Krishna's love all day and night. And seeing the Lord weeping for Krishna, Gadadhar overcame with joy and started to sob uncontrollably. And Gadadhar Pandit has remained by Mahaprabhu's side ever since. During one of his visits, Sri Gadadhar drew some pan into Gauranga's attention, and the latter, in a fit of anger, said, "Greetings from India, Gadadhar." The handsome black kid, clothed in yellow clothes, is nowhere to be seen. After he asked this, he started to cry. So Gadadhar was stumped as to what to say at first. Finally, he advised, "He is in the heart." With respect. And as soon as Gadadhar heard this, Mahaprabhu proceeded to rip apart his chest using his claws. And it came out of Prabhu's mouth, "Greeting from the lands of Gadadhar. I'm letting go of my hold on you. I can't bear to miss another opportunity to meet Krishna." So Gadadhar chimed in with the following response: "Try to be more patient and calm. Any minute soon, Krishna will arrive." And Mahaprabhu was a little more composed after hearing this. Samata, who had been watching from a far distance, heard everything and rushed over. Nothing how much she admired Gadadhar, she said, "Though it is just a youngster, he has an impressive amount of knowledge for his age. And whenever my kid is in a threatening attitude, I'm afraid to approach him." Gadadhar, on the other hand, has managed to tamp him down. So the conclusion is modern Hinduism Vaishnavas, also known as Vishnuism, is defined by a devotee of Vishnu and his many incarnation avatars. They are ardent devotee of Vishnu. So in many ways, Sri Gadadhar Pandit resembles Srimati Radharani, who sent him to assist Lord Krishna in better comprehending Radharani's mood. Because Mahaprabhu is attempting to understand Srimati Chaitanya's mood, we pray for Gadadhar Pandit to kindly bestow his mercy on all of us, so we can also show Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It says in the Puri at the Tota Gopinath temple, Gadadhar Pandit used to hold the Bhagavatam class, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always makes sure that he attend the Bhagavatam class of Gadadhar Pandit. Those personalities are beyond our comprehension. We will never be able to understand the divinity. Only thing that we can do is pray to their lotus feet. By their mercy, we may be able to know them in due course of time when we become qualified. So I think our glorification has finished a little early. So we should dwell in the Krishna book. I will read because I think it's weekend was there in between. So we have missed a couple of days. So bring up to the speed. I think I will read one paragraph. It's the story of deliverance of Muchukunda. So Muchukunda knew well that every higher planetary system has a predominant deity. And he was not ignorant like modern men who consider that this earthly planet is full of living entities and all other are vacant. So this is also we should remember in which planetary system, what type of deity they are worshipping. So when we travel through, we will know we won't make a mistake to end up in a different planetary system. Our Acharya has given. I was telling, Guru Prasad Maharaj that, I visited Costa Rica. It's so natural. The brightness come around 4:30 at least, you don't need the torchlight to walk on the street that much. And I was telling Maharaj that by 6 o'clock, everybody finished their dinner and everything, how wonderful the life is. And Maharaj was making a point, yeah, they are living a so serene life, so they are not suffering anything, so they are not ready to take up Krishna consciousness. And that's what even Tamal Krishna Maharaj in his class, he used to say that it's very, very difficult when we are well situated in our life to take up Krishna consciousness. Very, very difficult. And he was saying that we should feel that this earthly planet is created in such a way that it has been balanced. So it's not like you totally suffer like a hellish planetary system, nor you enjoy like a heavenly planet. It's dual. Things is there to realize actually that this material life is nothing but the suffering. So Maharaj was saying that it's very difficult. People are, because they are living simple life, they are not that much suffering. Everything is natural. So they are not that much inclined. So better facility is also not good for Krishna consciousness. We will not become interested until we suffer in our life. That's the point. So that's the reason Kunti is always praying to Krishna, playing the difficulty at every step of our life. And when the difficulty is there, we will always remember Krishna. Even the atheist at the time of that, oh my God, they will say, I didn't realize how we'll have to end up our life. So I think suffering should be most welcome. It will be the stepstones to become serious in our devotional practice. If we remain peaceful and live a, cordial life, there is no way we'll be able to come up with a sincere desire to surrender to Krishna. We surrender to so many things. That's another thing I was telling Maharaj, that everybody is trying to find out their solution themselves. And we know for sure that we get baffled. We cannot solve our problem, but still we keep on just trying everything. We never trust Krishna. We never wants to involve Krishna. And the greatest example is Draupadi. Draupadi is representing us. So we should always pray that Krishna be kind, put us into the difficulties so we will never forget you. So the inquiry from Muchukunda about Krishna's being the predominant deity of a planet unknown to him is quite appropriate because he was a pure devotee of the Lord. King Muchukunda could immediately understand that Lord Krishna, who had appeared before him in such an opulent feature, could not be the one of the predominating deities in the material planets. He must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, who has his many Vishnu forms. He therefore took him to the Purushottama, Lord Vishnu. He could see also that the dense darkness within the mountain cave had already been dissipated due to the Lord's presence. Whenever the sun is there, there is no darkness. Where there is Krishna, there is no Maya. Therefore, he could not be other than the Supreme Personality Godhead. He knew very well that wherever the Lord is personally present, by his transcendental name, quality, form, etc., there cannot be any darkness of ignorance. Ignorance and aparadh. Ignorance compared to the mist, and aparadh compared to the clouds in the sky, stopping the vision of the sun. So he is like a lamp placed in the darkness. He immediately illuminates a dark place. So now we will continue. King Muchukunda became very much anxious to know about the identity of Lord Krishna. What a wonderful, glorious thoughts. And therefore he said, O best of the human being, if you think that I'm fit to know about your identity, then kindly tell me who you are. What a great understanding. Demons are also really being and king. He is so humble. What is your parentage? What is your occupational duty? And what is your family traditions? King Muchukunda thought it wise, however, to identify himself to the Lord. Otherwise, he had to right to ask the Lord's identity. Etiquette is such that a person of less importance, here this is something message for all of us, who is the person of less importance cannot ask the identity of a person of higher importance without first disclosing his own identity. So when we approach the superior person, we should take the humble position, accept the thing that I can't chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Please bless us. So King Muchukunda therefore informed Lord Krishna, my dear Lord, I must inform you of my identification. I belong to the most celebrated dynasty of King Ishwaku. But personally, I'm not as great as my forefather. My name is Muchukunda, and my father's name was Mandada, and my grandfather's name was Yuvanasva, the great king. I was very much fatigued due to not resting for many thousands of years. And because of this, all my bodily limbs were flattened and almost incapable of acting. In order to revive my energy, I was taking rest in this solitary cave. But I have been awakened by some unknown man who has forced me to wake up, although I was not willing to do so. For such an offensive act, This person has been burned into ashes simply by my glancing over him. Fortunately, now I can see you in your grand and beautiful features. I think, therefore, that you are the cause of killing my enemy. My dear Lord, I must admit that due to the effulgence of your body, unbearable to my eyes, I cannot see you properly. I am fully realize that by the influence of your effulgence, my powerful potency has been diminished. I can also understand that you are quite fit for being worshipped by all the living entities. Seeing King Muchukunda so anxious to know about his identity, Lord Krishna began to answer smilingly as follows. My dear king, it is practically impossible to tell about my birth, appearance, disappearance, and activities. Perhaps you know that my incarnation, Anantadev, has unlimited mouths, and for an unlimited time he has been trying to narrate fully about my name, fame, qualities, activities, appearance, disappearance, and incarnation. But still, he has not been able to finish. Therefore, it is not possible to know exactly how I came to be born, where I was born, when I was born, or how I died. But the scientists cannot enumerate my unlimited names, forms, and activities. Haribol. There are many great sages and saintly persons who are trying to make a list of my different forms and activity. Yet they have failed to make a complete list. That's what he says in Bhagavad Gita, right? After many people, little will try to know Krishna. And those who perfect their life, out of those perfected beings, hardly one know me in truth. That's what he says. But here is the but word come. But since you are so anxious to know about me, I may inform you that presently I have appeared on this planet just to annihilate the demoniac principle of the people in general and to re-establish the religious principle enjoyed in the Vedas. I have been invited for this purpose by Brahma, the superintending deity of this universe. And thus I have now appeared in the dynasty of the Yadus as one of their family members. I have specifically taken my birth as the son of Vasudeva in the Yadu dynasty, and people therefore know me as Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva. You may also know that I have killed Kamsa, who was in a previous life known as Kalanemi, as well as Pralambasura and many other demons. They have acted as my enemies and have been killed by me. The demon who was present before you also acted as my enemy, and you have very kindly burned him into ashes by glancing over him. My dear King Muchukunda, you are my great devotee, and just to show you my causeless mercy, I have appeared in this form. I'm very affectionately inclined toward my devotees. And in your previous life, before your present conditions, you acted as my great devotee and prayed for my causeless mercy. I have therefore come to see you to fulfill your desire. Now you can see me to your heart's content, my dear King. Now you can ask from me any benedictions that you wish, and I'm prepared to fulfill your desire. It is my eternal principle that anyone who comes under my shelter must have all his desire fulfilled by my grace. What a benedictions. And Krishna's words never be proven wrong. But we are so much influenced by his external energy that we have not that much faith. So with those thoughts, it's a perfect time to stop. I deeply appreciate the devotees. Maharaj was asking that how many altogether join? I say about 180, 190. And Maharaj was saying, do they join every single day? I said, Maharaj, yes, most of them. And Maharaj was so happy that Maharaj was saying, this sadhu sang is the only way. And Maharaj was also very happy that we prolong and do for 6 hours, 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Maharaj was very, very happy. Maybe we'll invite one day Maharaj to address us someday. He's very kind. So with those thoughts, we should always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever we meet, we give them the same knowledge that they also become fearless, as my brother's wife and the whole family accepted. You know, I was amazed when I say, and they said, yes, Nana. And I think my Bhabi was one of the great qualities she had. She has never spoke anything bad about anybody. That's her nature. Even if you tell something, oh, they may have said it, but don't worry. They don't mean it. And she will try to show whoever come to her home. Even Shyamalavi is, like she married to the elder brother. So Shyamalavi married to me. I'm the youngest one. But she will never let Shyamalavi touch anything. She will show us like anything. So may Krishna give her the strength to take those pains, because when you have cancer and like that, it's always the pain will be there. But I told his son to at least make sure give him some painkiller so she can live at least peacefully. So with those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the task of those wonderful devotees who joined from Houston, Fresno, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Aurora, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Phoenix, Tempe, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Portland, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Alachua, Orlando, Jacksonville, Ohio, St. Louis, San Diego, Loganville, Georgia, Maine, Ottawa, New Orleans, Laguna Beach, Vancouver, Toronto, Kolkata, and New Delhi. Vanchikalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So I think I was also thinking that how Krishna is also training me. Because when I tell somebody, even, I told them that don't do biopsy or anything. Why do we want to bother? Let her live. And Krishna is kind, whatever number of I hope that I may be able to see when I go in September, but it's everything in the hands of Krishna. And we need to learn to accept that, like Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj really assured me that, yes, Shyam, go ahead with this, because nobody can change our date of departure. We may think that I have extended our life, but that's not the right way. If you are destined to live in this world, no matter whatever circumstances happen, we will live. And when the time comes, even though you have 100 expert doctors sitting on the bedside, cannot do nothing, they will tell you, Prabhu, sorry. That's all they use, that word, sorry. So it's better to remain, happy. And that's, the great realization has come to us. Shyamalavi is also now right into that mood. And this is the best thing. She said that, yeah, we should not go for any test. When you go for test, then you find something wrong. But at least we have a good one, naturopathy doctor. So we will visit once a year. And whatever the recommendation she does is all the plant-based medicine. So wonderful. And we have so much, I have so much faith and trust in the system. People used to live like that, in olden days. There was